Guys, my name is Aileen and I wanted to make this video today just to go over how I got into nursing school. First and foremost, I want to say that I live in Phoenix, Arizona. So the school that I'm attending is Phoenix Community College. I am doing my nursing courses through there, which is a series of 4 blocks, 2 years, 4 semesters, however you want to say it. I'm also enrolled in the concurrent enrollment program through Arizona State University, and what that means is just that I'm taking my nursing blocks through Phoenix College, and I'm also taking online classes through ASU to get my bachelor's. So I will finish around the same time, around 2019, with both my associates and my bachelor's in nursing. The route that I specifically took to get into nursing school, of course you have to do your pre-reqs. So first I went in to talk to an academic advisor. I told her that I was thinking about becoming a nurse, and she gave me a list of courses that I needed to take to get me into that route. So she gave me a checklist which included English 102 or critical reading, Chemistry 130, Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2, Intro to Biology, which is Bio 186. I had to take Psychology 101, and you have to take Math 142 or 151, so 140 or higher. I also was required to do 2 humanities courses, and the two courses that I took were storytelling and a film class, which they were fairly easy, and storytelling was fun. So if your school offers that, go for it. I recommend it. It's just telling stories. So these are the prerequisites that were required for you to have already taken, and you had to pass with a C or better to send in your application, but I'll get into that a little bit later. As I mentioned before, I am enrolled in the concurrent enrollment program with Arizona State University. So ASU required the prereqs, but they also required 2 additional courses to make sure that I was able to start on time. So ASU requires you to pass Psych 230, which is statistics, with a B or better. So A or B, that's it. Those are your choices. Pass it, get it done. And they also required us to take TWC 361. And what that is, it kind of reminded me of English 102. So that was a writing course in the medical field, or basically emphasizing specifically APA format. I do want to mention that in order to apply to ASU, it is a $75 application fee, and I didn't personally experience, but what I did hear, and again, I don't know how true this is if you're not ready with your required information and they reject your application, you will have to pay that $75 again. So what I did was I just make sure I had everything that they asked for. I was talking to an academic advisor. Like I said, it's online classes, so everything was over the phone or through email. They were really helpful. They, if I was missing anything, they emailed me, they let me know. So when I was ready to apply, everything was set and it was accepted. On to the actual nursing application. I will link that down below if you are planning on doing nursing school through community colleges. What the nursing application required, of course, was your high school diploma or your GED. So if you don't have your high school diploma, GEDs are definitely accepted. It does go down to your grades. I'm assuming they look more into the grades that you received for your prereqs as opposed to your high school GPA, but don't get me wrong, that's important too. So if you're in high school, make sure you're getting good grades. They also require what's called a level 1 fingerprint clearance card. So the way that I did it was I went online. I just googled up how to get my fingerprint card, but I can add a link down below as well. I did it through UPS, and I know that sounds a little weird, but UPS, I went on the website, I picked a date and a specific time, and they gave me options of where I can specifically go, how much they charge. So that appointment, I believe, had to be scheduled about a week or two in advance, depending on your location. So I went ahead and did that. They do say to give yourself enough time to receive your card because it can take up to 6 to 8 weeks. I personally received mine in about 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure it was 1, but I want to say 2. And I also heard of people receiving it 4 or 5 weeks later. So I'm not sure what determines when you get your card, but make sure to give yourself enough time. Okay, so other than your fingerprint clearance card, they do require what's called a criminal background disclosure form. So what that is basically a form that you sign giving them permission to pull up your background check. I don't know if they did that on their own. After signing the form, I didn't hear anything about it after that. They also require for you to take your HESI A2 exam, and that is, I want to say it's basic math and reading comprehension. The HESI test is about a 4-hour test. It depends on how long it'll take you to complete it, but they do give you up to 4 hours, and it took me almost the complete 4 hours to finish it. So there's 3 parts to the HESI test. The first one is reading comprehension, and that basically goes over reading comprehension, grammar, and vocabulary. So you just have to make sure that you pass this portion of the test with 80% or better in order to be considered as passed. There's also a math portion, which you have to receive 75% or better to be considered as passed. There's 3 sections to that as well. It goes over basic math, such as adding, subtracting. It does go over fractions, so make sure you go over your fractions. It does do simple algebra. Know your percentages, how to convert percentages to fractions, fractions to percentages, ratios, all of that. Just know it. It did have a lot of conversions too, and as we know, in order to be a nursing student, you are going to be working a lot with conversions, grams, milligrams. Go to YouTube, look up some videos, just brush up on any of that. Amazon has a HESI A2 prep booklet, which I recommend getting it. I got it. It gave me sort of an insight as to what to expect. Unfortunately, the first time that I took the test, I did not pass. I missed the math portion by 7 points, and I had to take it again. So don't be discouraged if you don't pass it the first time. You have up to 3 times within 12 months to finish or to pass it. I know some people that passed it on the first try. It took me 2 times. I knew someone who took 7 tries, but it depends on how determined you are. I know someone who gave up after the 3rd time. So if this is something that you want, do it. Don't let anything get in your way. Study. Know what you didn't do well on, which brings me back to another point. So right after the test, I was devastated when I found out that I didn't pass by 7 points. I'm not gonna lie, I broke down. I started crying. I questioned my knowledge. I felt that, I can't pass this simple exam to apply to nursing school. How am I gonna do well in nursing school? Maybe that was just me being dramatic. Maybe it was my anxiety. But what I did was I went home. I wrote down everything that I guessed on, or I wasn't knowledgeable on, or maybe something that I needed to refresh. I wrote that down, and I looked right after, and I looked it up. I referred back to my HESI A2 prep booklet that I got from Amazon, and I went in and I just studied it. I studied it, and maybe I did wrong by taking courses at the same time that I was trying to study for my HESI test. But like I said, I went back, I did it, I passed it the second time, and here I am. The application requires you to submit those scores. With the application, it requires your transcripts from high school as well as all the colleges you attended. So I know I did Carrington College back in 2013 for my medical assistant, so I did have to get those transcripts and add them to the application. Send it in, make sure you have everything, because you're applying to nursing school. You need to make sure you have everything that you need in there. Don't miss anything. The application comes with a checklist. Check it over. Have your friends, your family, whoever, look it over. If you want to take it to your academic advisor, whoever, just make sure you have everything. You don't want to miss anything. Otherwise, they won't look at your application. If it was me, you're like, oh, she doesn't have it, on to the next. So just make sure you have everything prepared. I know there's deadlines too, so make sure that you're getting everything. Give yourself enough time to pass this test. Whether it's easy or whether it's hard, give yourself enough time to make sure you pass the test and you get your results on time. Like I said, your fingerprint clearance card can take a while. It took me a week. Make sure you give yourself enough time to get everything. And I think that's it. So that is how I specifically got into nursing school. I wanted to make this video because I had a bunch of girls asking me, or a bunch of friends asking, what did you do? Why did you choose this program? Or how did you get into it? And, I had those same questions. I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't know any nurses. I basically had to wing it, and it was hard and it was confusing, and a lot of the time I was just like, what the heck is going on? But this is the route that I took. I also want to add, if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. I'll have my email, or you can leave some comments. It's a lot of information to take in, but like I said, if it's something that you want to do, go for it. Do it. Don't give up. Try hard. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to email me or comments. I don't know if you can message, whatever you guys want. If I can help, I will definitely do anything that I can to help you out. So thanks for watching my video. Bye.